Hello, hello, hello. This is, well, you know who I am. I really didn't want to do this video. And yes, it's about the whole damn rumors on that whole Wii 2 HD thing. First of all, I'm going to say is yes, Nintendo is making a new console. And this is pretty much just what I think about that whole rumors. First of all, um, when the Nintendo Wii was first being thought out, I believe it was called the Revolution, and then it went under some mark changes, and then was reintroduced as the Nintendo Wii in the year after that. Base, Basically, it took 3 whole years to bring out the original Wii. Of course, I think it was supposed to be an add-on to the GameCube. I don't know much about that, but I don't really give a shit. GameCube was a failure as far as I'm concerned. But anyways, about the new Wii. I think it's going to be pretty much the same thing where Nintendo's going to announce that either that they are working on a new console, which they are, and then they're just going to bring out the bases of that console. And I don't think it's going to come out maybe next year, but maybe the year after that. When I think next year that's when they'll introduce the console, because mainly the problem is that right now all three consoles, especially the Nintendo Wii, are really badly out of shape on the dates. Basically, meaning there are much more better computers, hardware out there now, and most of the games that are out right now are just really not performing very well, especially within the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. It's not that they're bad consoles, it's just their hardware is just getting more and more out of date. And of course, Sony's plan, Sony's supposed plan of them wanting to keep their console up for 10 years, which actually, according to rumors, may not exactly be true. What most of you don't understand is that there's been some rumors about the Sony's PlayStation 4 and them trying to get back their hardcore fans, that they pretty much have lost a lot of them to the Xbox 360. And basically, I mean, yeah, they were going to go for the casual gamer, but to tell you the truth, let's face it, at that whole last E3 showing, they just showed the PlayStation Move in one section, and then they showed a game for it, and then they just moved on to every other hardcore game and didn't even give a shit. And pretty much to the rest of the E3 showing, it's like the fucking move didn't even exist anymore. It's just like, here it is, let's show it. And I think it had something to do with their investors, because Sony was forced to pull out that move, even though honestly, I don't think Sony was really interested in the move. They just wanted to get that out of the way. And of course, it hasn't been all that great of a success. But anyways, back to the rumors. The rumor has it that, as you all know, the cell processor is dead, and the Xeon that's in the Xbox 360 is actually more of a power PC processor than it is an actual cell, because it runs on your typical core systems, which both Intel and Power PC processors run on, while the cell processor runs on a master core, and the rest all being slave cores. And of course, that last core shut off for some weird reason. I don't know why. But according to rumors, is that Sony is planning on dumping their failed hardwares, all of their failed hardwares, because, well, and cutting their lifespans. Actually, not cutting off their failed hardware, but cutting off the failed hardware's lifespans to from 10 years to 5, because, well, you've seen the PSP. It's a complete catastrophe. And now they got the whole PSP 2 to come out soon. And most people didn't think that this was going to happen, but if any of you kept up with the news recently, the PSP Go is was officially killed by Sony. Sony has officially killed the PSP Go, and they're no longer producing it. And Sony never does this. When they release out a bad product and continue shoving it down people's throats, they don't stop until the 10-year mark has been hit. But for the first time ever with the PSP Go, they actually stopped trying to shove it down everybody's throat and discontinued it. And rumor has it that the PSP is next because, well, the PSP is an absolute failure. It's a complete disaster. The iPod Touch and the Nintendo DS, along with the 3DS, have virtually killed it. And the next rumor is that, well, they're not going to kill it right away, but they're going to kill it off in spades. Is the PS3, and because mainly the PS4 will not be PS3 compatible, not backwards compatible, and mainly because Sony may or may not go with a completely different processor, rumor wise. Basically, meaning that there's a good chance that by next year or maybe this upcoming E3, there's going to be a PS4 introduced. Because Sony really, I mean, all you have to do is just look at the PS3 sales and see that it's dead last in the console wars. It's just dead last, and it's never really climbed up. The move didn't help it climb up. All the exclusive, even putting Kratos in the Mortal Kombat and Portal 2, allowing you to log into your Steam account and talk to people on both Mac and PC, didn't help. So what's going on is Sony needs to do something now, or they'll be pushed out of the consoles completely. And rumor wise, and these are all just rumors, basically says that if they don't start pushing out a new console soon, they could be taken down. And as for Xbox, since they're so, well, they're number two in the second place, and the Kinects, which is uh, basically the Kinects has some sort of fairy dust in there to make people like Samuel the Tech Geek think that Microsoft is the center of the entire universe and that they're absolutely perfect. They will never screw up, and every other product will bow before them no matter what. Um, well, rumor wise, they seem to not really care about the hardcore gamers anymore. I mean, they've conquered the hardcore gaming market so well that they honestly don't seem to care, and that they're going to go for more casual gamers now, and they're going to want more and more, bring in more casual gamers, which is leading up to the set of rumors that why they're going to bring in the new Internet Explorer within the new Xbox if they haven't done that already. I don't own an Xbox, okay, so I wouldn't know. So that's what's going on with the rumors is that Sony wants to reel out a console to bring back their hardcore gamers as well as try to keep some, well, go with also casual gamers, but they feel that with all their failed hardwares and their lack of sales in the video game markets, that they have to redo all their hardwares from the PSP all the way to the PS3, and even cut certain products short. No more of this 10-year crap, and just go on with something a little bit more viable and won't come with such a profit loss. Microsoft is caring more for casual gamers, but these are just rumors, and that they are not really caring about the hardcore gamers very much anymore at all. And Nintendo, well, I guess they want to do a graphics update to their already existing Wii and make it more HD, put more graphics power in there. We'll see when that actually comes out, but it does call. But the whole rumors about Nintendo releasing a new console in this E3 showing in about 2 months. It's does coincide with the rumor, especially with them lowering the price of the Nintendo Wii, and also fearing the simple fact that Sony is probably going to do something pretty drastic pretty soon to save their product, like PS4, because let's face it, the PS3 is not exactly the greatest seller of all time, and of course, the cell processor's dead, and of course, they have a last gen graphics card in there, and Sony just needs to do something. And of course, I think Nintendo's, I guess, just or it's probably retaliating to these sets of rumors. But I don't know. We'll find out when E3 comes out, and then we'll learn more. Oh well. Thank you for your time.